Iasu Malagedo. Have your pets spayed and neutered? No? Now you've had enough. Bitch. Welcome to the Malaka podcast. Computer Love, Part 85.
My name is Theodore Skip Wormsley, U.S. Army 3rd Infantry, retired. Was medically retired because of some non-medical issues, some drug-related issues. Cleaned up my act. Moved out here to the West Coast, looking for the woman of my dreams. Like I said, they call me the Worm for a reason. You know, I'm not just a mustache, but for a nickel you can ride it. So I'm a big boob guy. Well, I can do push-ups all day, with or without a partner. Just keep pumping. 3 words to describe myself: hostile, mobile, and agile. I do not believe in love at first sight. I believe that something like love needs to be developed over the first few hours of a relationship, where you show that you're financially stable and that you know how to handle your business in the sack. Do I believe in a soulmate? No, I do not. I'm strictly a Caucasian dater. Hot oils, strong thumbs, Hawaiian music. These are all things that touch me at a level of frequency that I first experienced in a small Quonset hut. Get a little emotional thinking about it, but I'm gonna need a minute. If a genie said, "Hey, Skip, here's 3 wishes. What do you want? A couple of titties? I don't have a family. Currently. I'm packing downstairs, ladies. That's what makes me different. Okay?
Ladies and gentlemen, in case you're wondering what the long pause was there at the end, I mean, he did this before in the video. There's a bit of a pause. He started jiggling his tits. Now, listen, I'm Greek and Italian too. You know, like if you want to leave like the first button undone, that's fine. You shouldn't like leave 3 or 4 open, you know, especially if you're rocking the the Tom Selleck dark chest hair, you know, which I mean, speaking of dark, I wasn't hearing things like he said something about only dating Caucasians or Caucasians with big tits. Okay, so once again, ladies and gentlemen, you know, this is a VHS dates moment, which you know happened judging by the I don't know. It almost looks like the opening of a design of Say by the Bell. You know, the colors and the triangles and all that shit. And my dog ate on my homework last night. You know, Zach Morris was like half Chinese, or I mean, how come he always failed in math then? Yeah, it's racist. Shut up, millennials. Probably Gen Z too. Yeah, this is why comedy sucks. The point is, listen, online dating has not, it hasn't gone any better, folks. I mean, it's just, you know, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you at this point. I mean, you know, like I like Hawaiian shirts as much as the next guy, but the point is just, you know, you might want to button up there and try to take this a little bit more seriously, big titties. And just, you know, make sure that you really value a woman, big titties. And just make sure that, you know, you check out that sketch, you know, with Kevin Nealon, where he would always say like subliminal messages, big titties. And it was really funny, you know, big titties. The point is, online dating has not gotten any better, and it's just going to get worse. And of course, you know, being this beautiful episode of 85, I'm sure it's just going to get worse. It doesn't matter anymore. It really doesn't. You can hear it in my voice. I mean, it's a Sunday too. I'm tired, but I don't know. I had you know, Had too many carbs, I guess. I don't know. But, days like this, I mean, back in the day, I would go on a date. Now, I just don't care. I don't, you know. Now I just want to relax and, read you some pointless situations I've been in online, and, we can go from there, huh? How's that sound? Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought I was going to burp there. Okay. Here we go. So there's one woman I was talking to, and, I said, hi, how ate you? I meant R, but I don't know. I don't. Listen, we all make mistakes, huh? And then she said, I'm great. Thank you for asking. What sparked your interest in my profile? And, yeah, let's just be honest with ourselves. I mean, a lot of times as guys, we like to be attracted to a woman physically, but then again, it could be a picture or some funny stuff, a funny picture maybe that she puts on her profile. So, but I did say her smile, and she did have a nice smile. Let me clarify. Yep, she had a nice smile. Sorry. Sometimes you can't. You gotta focus in on the picture there because it's a little distant there. It's just a small little circle. You got to zoom in. Anyways, I was right. And she said, "Thank you. Was there anything I wrote that caught your attention, or was it all about the pictures?" You know what? I hate to do this, but I got to play the honesty card. I mean, a lot of times, I've always heard, with guys, the first thing we look at is the physical. And then later on, we fall in love with the personality. Women, they're the opposite. Thank fucking God. Or else, look at me. So, yeah. But I was saying, you seem very independent, just, going by the pictures, which could be good, could be bad, we'll see. Which is very refreshing on this site. So, I said, how's the site treating you so far? She's like, okay, thank you. It's okay. What brings you to this site? And I said, well, a lot of bad luck. Episode 85, a lot of bad luck. And I said, what are you looking for? And she said, I'm looking for someone special to grow old with. Obviously, getting to know people first, in brackets. Thank God, because a lot of people just, they automatically want to get married. A lot of people do feel like that, but a lot of them are just, it's kind of the scam, and I don't know. You got to help them with citizenship, and yes, that actually has been approached to me sometimes, and I don't want to involve ICE because ICE it's. I mean, those guys are fucking nuts, man. I mean, I don't know what is going on in the States. Holy shit. But yeah, she said, so what did you think about how the world handled COVID a few years ago? And in my head, I'm like, fuck. Okay, so this is so we're either gonna agree or we're gonna disagree. Knowing my track record, yeah. So I just said, cool, and then afterwards I said, probably shitty, LOL. So what do you think? And she said, I don't understand your reply. Can you elaborate? And I kind of do understand what she's saying, but at the same time, I don't want to dig my hole too deep yet. I mean, I already made the China joke before. I don't want to make another one about digging there. So I just said, honestly, I don't really understand the question. She said, okay, here's another question. Did you get the COVID shot? And I said, yes. And, and I said, you? And then I heard nothing. So again, that's going to be something we're going to have to deal with, I think, for the rest of our lives. I mean, obviously during COVID, we had to deal with that a lot, but yeah, guys, this is just my opinion about the COVID shot. No one's trying to control you. Like, people go out there and go, hey, don't get the COVID shot. It's the way of the government trying to manipulate you and make you do things and blah, blah, blah. Like, you're just fucking nuts, okay? You're lonely. If you're sick, what do? You go to the hospital, you get it treated. So if you know something's out there, what do? You get the shot to prevent it, okay? Listen, you're not special. You're not. You're not. You are not. Like, the sooner you learn in life, you're not special, the better your life will be. Okay, which explains 85 episodes. But the point is, okay, no one's trying to control you. Okay, that's just me. So I get the shot every year. I get the booster, still, and I don't know. I haven't gotten sick. I feel fine. So it's really that simple. But that will be a problem for a lot of people online. The whole Trump thing, I think he's fucking insane. I don't know why, like, one of the biggest countries in the world would have an 80-something-year-old in charge. If I had $1 billion, you wouldn't hear a fucking peep out of me. I would just chill on an island, relax, have a couple drinks maybe, a couple puffs of the beautiful, thing that we call weed in Canada, which is legal, by the way. Yeah, that's it. I think people are just insane about this COVID shot. Get your fucking shot, move on in life. So clearly she, didn't like that idea that I like to, feel well all the time. So that's it. But yeah, I guarantee you will come across that beautiful question eventually if you do online dating. Okay, so just, beware. That's all. If you don't want to get the shot, fine. I don't care. But do I have to be in your world? Absolutely not. Okay? Bafangul. Now, this one woman I talked to here had a little good exchange here, I'd like to think. She texted me after I gave her my number. I assume she's gotten her shots too, so I'm not going to ask. I'll just I'll roll the dice on this one. And, she said I sent her some kind of audio voice note because I'm lazy. I don't feel like typing. I don't have to. You're on the go or you're lazy. Whatever. Either excuse you want to use. I don't care. It's just easier for me. So I must have said something decent, I guess. And then she said, well, I would send you an audio file back, but I am currently finishing off this terrible cold. I definitely appreciate hearing your voice, though. I'm not Spanish, but I'm Portuguese. All right, so I guessed what she was. I was close. Spanish, nice asses. Portuguese, like the unbuttoned shirt guy said before, big eyes. So it seemed like we had a good little thing going here, back and forth. I said something to ruin it, probably. I don't remember what I said, though. Oh, wait. Yeah, I was making a joke about, I think, pork chops, I guess. So Portuguese, maybe. Yeah, I tend to fuck things up sometimes. Listen, I'm not the innocent in all this, okay? Sometimes sometimes women like my sense of humor. I've had women literally tell me, I don't get your sarcasm. I don't understand what you're trying to do. I don't even understand English. It's okay. I get it. You live in Toronto. I assume at this point, living in Toronto in 2026, 1 out of every 10 people actually speaks English. So I get it. It's cool. Don't worry. Even our mayor doesn't speak. Listen, it's cold. We have to deal with a lot of factors here when it comes to online dating. I get it. It's cool. I mean, it gets to a point, I think in Toronto, like, you will probably get a woman. I mean, as long as you can afford heat in January and February, and in the summertime, if you got a few ACs, that's cool. I mean, it is what it is. You got to use what you got. But the point is, I don't think I don't think the jokes were landing after a while here. Maybe, confusion in the language here. a little bit. Listen, it's not my first rodeo. So she said, I'm sensing you're a touch neuro spicy. Oh, excuse me. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I have no idea what the fuck that means. I don't know if she's combining two words there, but let's ask Mr. Google here. Okay. Neurospicy is often used internet-born slang term for neurodivergent, e.g., ADHD, autism, dyslexia, originating from online communities to describe brain function that differs from neurotypical in a lighter, more positive way. It often highlights the unique, intense, or flavorful aspects of neurodivergence, frequently represented by the pepper emoji. Okay. Not to be confused with the eggplant one, of course. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I actually do have ADHD, so yeah, she nailed it there. I mean, does she consider that a good thing, bad thing? I mean, I said a few things afterwards. I don't remember what I said, but laughed at the audio message. So, okay. Okay. So, so far, it's good, I guess. You know, and then I don't know, we're talking about like, I don't know, she's asking me like a lot of questions, and I don't know, she's like, do you want to pick a fight? I'm like, no, I'm just trying to get to know you or whatever. I'm like, like, is that a bad thing? Or, and she's like, well, why you not telling me where you are? Is it that bad there? And, yeah, I don't know, she's starting to sound like the feds here, and then I'm like, well, why can't you answer my questions? And, I'm not gonna lie, I always hate it when you ask someone a question and they just move on, and like, they don't even acknowledge, like, just say you don't want to answer the question, but don't, ignore it. That's rude. So, and then, she said, likely same reason you can't, LOL. So, okay. I don't know what that means. I mean, I could have sworn I'm answering all the questions here. And then I sent her a clip from this movie. Oh yeah, it's No Man's Land. And then, a decent little movie, and there's a part where the guy says, like, never answer a question with a question, which I agree with. I mean, it's not, yeah, just answer the question. We don't have to hide here. But again, it could be a language barrier thing. Who knows? She's Portuguese. I'll stay with it. And, I said something there. Who knows? And then she said, meth heads and overran with city people who are ruining our small community. Yeah, so I think I asked her about her where she's from there, and yeah, apparently, I mean, there's a lot of like smaller cities in Ontario that are just overran with drugs, and just communities where just people want to just get high, and it's just it's ruining it for everyone else, and it sounds pretty fucked up. So yeah, I told her I'm sorry to hear that. And she's like, yeah, it's not what it used to be, and I told her, look, Toronto ain't any better. So, and then, what part of Toronto are you from? And apparently she knew a lot of us Greeks and Italians here. So that's not bad. It's not bad, Seems like I'm, getting back into her good graces. That's not bad. So, it's not bad. Again, ladies and gentlemen, you got to work with what you got. But then I told her, like, it's changed over the years. Toronto, it's just a mixed bag of nuts, and she's like, yeah, it's looking that way. And I'm like, yeah, So I'm like, do you ever come to Toronto? And then she disappeared. So, was she not interested anymore? Did she get deported? I have no idea. I honestly don't know anymore, folks. I don't know. Okay? So maybe I dodged a bullet here. I mean, I don't really feel like going to another small town with another drug problem. I mean, I'd rather just stay here and, you know, and, find two random crack pipes at the end of an escalator, at the subway level of DuPont Station. Um, but the point is, yeah, it's shit everywhere, and I don't know. Maybe she just wasn't feeling it. Who knows? But what are you gonna do? That's life. What did I learn from this? Absolutely nothing. I learned that drugs are everywhere, and everyone has to, deal with it. And I don't know. I should try to learn Spanish. I don't know if I was in the States, maybe instead I learned French in Canada. I don't remember much French. I don't. Je suis, tu es, il est, elle est, nous sommes, vous êtes, ils ont, elles ont. That is burned in my memory forever. He is, she is, blah, 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 whatever. I don't know. But the point is, it helps to learn another language, Fuck it, why not? Yeah, so this other woman I was just talking to here for a little bit, yeah, she seemed all right. I never understood though why people like put pictures of just random shit that has nothing to do with them. They're not even in the picture. Like she put up a picture of a cup of coffee or like with like hearts in it, and it just says "Good morning" with a rose, and I don't see the point. And I was just talking for a little bit. What are you looking for? She said a boyfriend. You? I said, well, a girlfriend. How come you only have one picture of yourself? I'm talking to her. Only one of your head. And she said, how many others have? I'm assuming, do I have? And I said, well, the average should be 5. And I've always said that, like, I don't know, like people put up pictures like they're just, the heads in Futurama. Just, I don't know, like put more pictures, And look, a lot of us don't like, how we look. Maybe we're a little chubby and shy, whatever. Just put it out there. You gotta, play along. You gotta play the game. Come on, come on, come on. And then I told her like average 5 at least. Some decent pics. And she's like 0. Okay. And I said, okay. Do you have any more pics? Just kind of a thumbs up there, like, okay, all right, and she's like, "Will do." I'm like, I just said, you know what, fuck it, you're funny, give me a text. And she said, I am texting you. And I said, when? I never got it. And I'm like, okay, one day. She said, this is texting. And I said, no, on my phone. Yeah, so she's one of those. Wow. Okay, so again, ladies and gentlemen, I think a lot of people just are not ready for online dating. They don't care. Maybe they just don't get the overall concept of what's it called, a conversation. I don't want to talk to someone online forever, and a simple 5-second conversations turns into 5 weeks. You know what I mean? So I don't know what to tell you, but. This one woman I did text, and she texts back. That's nice, and we're just talking back and forth here. And she said, I support special needs teenagers in high school. I support in the functioning life skills class. So I'm like, that's cool. It's a good job, very noble. It's very sweet of you to do. And then I asked her, like, so why are you single? She said, I seen your profile and I thought I'd be really nice to try and get to know each other. I was attracted to your picture. That's a first. I'm single because my relationship ended a few months ago. Can't meet anyone, so I decided to try online. Of course, nothing wrong with that. yeah, I said, she's awesome. Take your time, no rush, whatever. She's like, oh, thank you very much for the lovely message and your compliments. How do you spend your days? Uh, just making a pointless podcast, shit like that. And she's like, you have a fantastic voice, but I was wondering what you did for a living. What kind of a job do you have? And I told her, okay, well, I do security. I work with what I got here, so it is what it is, And she's like, I live in a certain place for whatever. I have to relocate, for my daughter and grandson, all that. And, I mean, look, tough times, man. Everyone, I can't tell you how many people I know moved out of Toronto from COVID there. I mean, it's just, it's not worth it. It's not worth the price. I completely understand. Me, I don't know. I like where I live. I'm basically stuck here. But I do like where I grew up. Good old East York. John Candy grew up here, not that far from where I live. And, I like it. I'm a very lucky man. But yeah, some people just they just want a different different life, I guess. So a cheaper life, which I cannot blame them. So it is what it is. And we just start talking about work, and she asked me like, "Who are you doing now, work-wise?" I think she meant what, but no worries. It happens. So she's like, so I think your working schedule would be working nights, correct? And I said, yeah, afternoon, nights, I don't want to work mornings. It's too early. I don't want to work after midnight because, I don't know, the city after midnight, it's, I don't know, it used to be better. Let's just say that. Who do you do for work, And again, what do you do? Whatever. Certain jobs, whatever. And I said, look, I've done it all under the sun, So, yeah, it's good. But then again, like she asked me again, who are you doing now work-wise? Like she asked me the same question last, I don't know, a few minutes here. And again, I'm starting to think this is just like, this has got to be some kind of scam, right? Because instead of, what, she's saying who, and like she's not even correcting it, right? And I just said it, geez, pay attention, lady, and then she said, I get that you're employed by yourself. You work for yourself. You own your own business. Keep in mind, I haven't said any of this. I get that. I definitely paid attention to that. Okay. I think my question was more along the lines of currently, who's your contract? I get it. No worries. No need to explain it. I said, it's just, it's an independent company, whatever. And, I'm like, what are you, the IRS? It's, whatever. She's like, no, I'm just asking, I'm like, all right, so now I don't know. I'm not really feeling this, but, I'm a guy. I just keep going. When was your last date? And I said, last week. And before I just made a joke about, don't worry if our schedules cross, we can, meet up at my work, have some dinner, if you can cook, you can bring me dinner, LOL. I'm just fucking around here, that's all. I mean, would I like a woman to cook for me? Of course. Do I expect it? Hell no. I've had some horrible meals. But at the same time, if you look at me, I'm not starving anytime soon. But she brings this up again, and she said, the quote I said, and he used to see that a lot of the bar when I was younger, all the girls bringing the bouncers meals and snacks. I don't think that's ever happened to me. So that's, I mean, those bouncers got game, I guess. But, I said, it was just a joke, hun, and yes, I did say hun because I'm in my 40s and, I'm not a millennial, and go fuck yourself. I'm not here. I don't know why it keeps autocorrect. Yeah, neither do I. And I said, yeah, nobody would ever do that for me. And then I even said at one point, like, I even told her, I said, I feel like I'm talking to AI, And she said, "Why didn't you answer your phone?" And I said, "Well, I'm getting ready for work." So you know, and this is where, I mean, it could be AI, but if it is, she's very angry at me. I've never heard of more bullshit in my whole life. I don't believe you. And you're rude. You told me to pay attention. You asked me if I'm the IRS. I'm out. You don't seem very grounded. Okay. And I said, okay, well, I have to pay rent like millions in Toronto, just because you asked me a question, it doesn't mean I can answer it 10 seconds later. I just felt like she was getting a little impatient there. And, I told her, you seem very erratic and impatient. And, I mean, it's not all about you. And, you got to respect others and understand they have lives as well, And I even said, like, someone who works with special needs kids, I mean, should definitely know better. I mean, you'd think, of all people, she would have patience, right? And I'm like, shame on you. Shame on you. And of course, she didn't respond. So I don't know. Maybe I answered 5 seconds too late. I don't know. But again, ladies and gentlemen, you gotta have a little bit more of a thicker skin to do the whole online dating thing, But even in real life, and I do say real life because let's be honest, computer love at this point is very hard to find, and it's probably not going to happen. But have more patience with someone. Try to get to know them. Take your time. There's no rush. I'm impatient too. Don't. It's normal, but at the same time, you don't know who you're talking to. I'm almost positive I was talking to a robot at this point. If you want to blame autocorrect, that's fine. But the point is just have more patience. And, this being episode 85, holy fuck, do I try to show a lot of it. But it's hard. It really, really is hard sometimes. But, we'll make it. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is complete bullshit. I don't know if we're going to make it. Who knows? But let's just see what happens, huh? To episode 86 and beyond, huh? Oh, fuck. I mean, it could be worse. I could be married. This has been another very patient episode of Computer Love, part 85.
I have something very important to do that night. Requires total silence. I can't get too technical, but it involves your mother, our anniversary, and me making love to her till I shrivel up and die. Now you're too young to hear any more, excuse me. I'm going to go outside and walk blindly in traffic.